It's a new year and a new chance for you to make a fresh start with your compliance. For the next 31 days on the FCPA Compliance Report, we're going to be bringing you a daily tip, strategy, or idea that you can use to improve your program. Here's your host, Tom Fox, the Compliance Evangelist.
This month's sponsor of 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance program is Affiliated Monitors. Founded in 2004, Affiliated Monitors provides professional, independent integrity monitoring and ethics and compliance assessments nationally and internationally and across almost all industries. With its knowledge of effective ethics and compliance programs and cultures, Affiliated Monitors is respected for its work as the corporate monitor on matters ranging from multinational corporations to small and mid-sized companies and even individuals. Having served in over 750 monitorships, no one has more experience as an independent monitor than the team at Affiliated Monitors. For more information on how an independent monitor can help improve your company's ethics and compliance program, visit this month's sponsor, Affiliated Monitors, at www.affiliatedmonitors.com.
Use of social media in compliance for continuous improvement. Compliance does not exist in a time warp vacuum, with compliance programs living in 1977 when the first major anti-corruption legislation was passed. The law has advanced since that time, as has compliance and society as well. One of the ways that you can engage in continuous improvement for your compliance program is based upon the two-way use of social media. Social media can be used not only to communicate with your employees, but also for your employee base to communicate with you, most particularly if you are prepared to listen to them. For every CCO or compliance practitioner, you have multiple audiences. First and foremost, it is your employee base, but there could be third parties, shareholders, or other stakeholders. One of the key insights of the several business leaders that I have studied is the art of listening. Research suggests that employees have a diverse Twitter network as well, one that exposes them to people and ideas they don't already know, and these types of employees tend to generate better ideas. There are three general categories. One, employees who use Twitter have better ideas than those who don't. Two, there's a link between the amount of diversity and employees and Twitter usage, and Twitter users who have combined idea scouting and idea connecting are the most innovative. I don't think the first point is too controversial or even insightful, as it confirms that persons who tend to have greater curiosity are more innovative. That's certainly something that you need to consider in your CCO. The logic is straightforward, as good ideas emerge when new information is received and combined with what a person already knows. In today's digitally connected world, the amount of information is on any area is significant. By using Twitter, it's a potential for accessing more divergent sets of ideas. However, I was very interested in the third finding, and I thought this could positively impact the compliance profession, the idea of the idea scout and the idea connector. An idea scout is an employee who looks outside the organization to bring in new ideas. An idea connector is someone who can assimilate the external ideas and find opportunities within the organization to implement these concepts. For the compliance practitioner, the ability to identify, assimilate, and exploit new compliance ideas is a key takeaway. However, to improve your compliance innovation, you will need to maintain a diverse network while you are developing compliance innovation to assimilate and exploit skills. For the compliance practitioner, Twitter can be described as a gateway to solutions options and a way to obtain different perspectives and to challenge one's current thinking. Interestingly, it is not the number of people you follow on Twitter that matters, it's the diversity within your Twitter network. Diversity of an employee's Twitter network is conducive to innovation. Typically, an idea scout will identify external ideas from external experts and resources on Twitter. Clearly, the compliance practitioner can take advantage of experts within the anti-corruption field and without, but there's an equally rich source as well. An interesting idea that is also called the breadcrumb approach to finding innovative leaders and thought provokers. This comes from a period of listening to colleagues and industry leaders who are on the platform, including what they are tweeting about, who they are following, and what leadership techniques might be available to you. Obviously, the first one is to listen. Equally important to this idea scout is the idea connector, who puts disparate strands from tweets together. For the compliance function, this could be someone who identifies compliance best practices or other information from Twitter ideas and then can put them together and direct the information to relevant company stakeholders. Finally, such a person can curate Twitter ideas and match them with company resources needed to implement them. As much as these concepts can move a CCO or compliance practitioner to innovate a compliance program, it can also foster additional information through the following of your own employees. It is well known that Twitter can facilitate greater communication both to and from the compliance function and its customer base, i.e. company employees. However, the use of Twitter enables the same type of innovation because it is different than email and other forms of information sources that provides continuous engagement. In other words, continuous improvement. Twitter was created to allow people to connect with one another and communicate about their activities. However, the marketing potential was immediately seen and used by many companies. Now a deeper understanding of its use and benefits has developed. For the compliance practitioner, one thing you might want to consider is to align your Twitter and greater social media strategy with your compliance strategy. Match your Twitter strategy directly to your compliance strategy. Twitter can be a powerful tool for the compliance practitioner as it allows you to both listen and communicate. It is one of the only tools that can work both inbound for you to obtain information and insight and outbound as well. Were you able to communicate within your compliance customer base, your employees? You should work to incorporate one or more of the techniques listed to help burn compliance into the very DNA and fabric of your organization. Today's 3 key takeaways. 1, social media is a two-way communication. 2, Twitter can facilitate your compliance communication. And 3, finally, study and embrace technology to move your compliance program forward. You're not only not limited by your imagination, but embrace that imagination. I hope you'll join us again tomorrow where we take up another topic in continuous improvement of 31 days to a more effective compliance program. As a call to action, I would ask that you tell one of your colleagues about this podcast series on the nuts and bolts of compliance, 31 days to a more effective compliance program, and this month's topic of continuous monitoring. 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network, and this month's sponsor is Affiliated Monitors. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow for another episode in 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program.